Greetings, my name is Josephine Vargas, and I want to welcome you to this presentation in which I will be sharing my Shift Mentality Controller design for my project, a Future-Ready Engineers program. Before we start, I want to thank a few people. Dominic, Natasha, Manuel, Soleil, Jay Parker, my facilitator Chloe, and my mentor Carlos, and all the guest speakers who inspire me throughout this process. Thanks to their assistance, skills, and insight, this presentation was possible. I learned a lot in a short period of time, which I will be applying later on in my career as an engineer. I am truly grateful for this amazing opportunity. A little bit about me is that I'm an AF student of the Academy of Engineering. I am going to be a junior next semester at Benito Cerezo Vasquez High School in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. I aspire to major in mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. My passion revolves around using math, science, and engineering to solve the problems around me and to always keep learning new skills. With this invention, I want to make people in my community have a better quality of life. This invention facilitates people with hand impairments and physical disabilities daily lives, impacting their quality of life positively. My project is an invention called Shift Mentality Controller for people with hand impairments and other physical disabilities. With this presentation, I will be explaining how and why people with hand impairments and or physical disabilities will benefit from a controller for their television. My problem derives from the issue that the current solution to help people with hand impairments and or physical disabilities to watch TV are outdated and not viable in many cases. The current solutions we have are jumbo controllers, which are outdated. Some most modern televisions such as Roku, SmartCast, LG, Apple TV, and Samsung don't use the traditional controllers that most cable televisions use. The second one will be voice remote control, which is not viable in all cases, because while there is not an exact number of mute people, about every 8 people in 10,000 people are mute. Most of them are mute due to injury or issues regarding the brain area of the brain, meaning that they were born completely hearing. The last, and for many the most obvious, is caretaker's assistance. While caretakers are great helpers, most people with hand impairment and or physical disabilities would prefer to have some sort of independency when enjoying television. Let's remember that disabled people are the only minority group of people that were not born into the group. 4 out of every 5 disabled people were born without any type of disability. Any day, we or someone we love could become disabled. To put things into perspective, currently more than 3 million people in the US suffer from some sort of hand impairment, such as carpal tunnel syndrome, arthritis, neuropathy, hand osteoarthritis, and about 10 million people worldwide have Parkinson's disease. My solution is to create the Shift Mentality button controller, which is a horizontal 6-bit buttons pad that can be used as a controller for people with disabilities. For many people who have hand impairments and or physical disabilities, television is their main form of escapism. This solution helps people with limited to non-existent hand movement control their television freely and independently, thus helping them have a happier and better quality of life. Every button of the controller will measure about 1/9/16 inches, with 9/16 inches of space between each button. The Shift Mentality controller measures about 13 by 4 inches total. The buttons are big and chunky to help people press the correct button. The buttons will be positioned horizontally so that people who use the product do not accidentally touch the incorrect button with another part of the arm. It also makes the design more simple and easier for users. Buttons symbols have texture to facilitate the usage for people who are blind or do not have the ability to look down. The sixth button will be a shift button to maximize usage. The way it will work will be by making it so that once the shift button is touched, the user can touch other buttons with their functions being changed. And once the person is done with the button, they just have to press the shift button and all the functions will go back to normal, just like caps lock key in every keyboard laptop. The button functions are as presented in this table. Button number 1 will be power on and off like most regular controllers. Button number 2 will be volume up, has a regular function, and it will become volume down with the shift button. Button number 3 will be move up, has the regular function, and with the shift button it will be moved down. Button number 4 will be move left, has the regular function, and using the shift button it will be move right. Button number 5 will be select, also known as OK, has a regular function, and with the shift button it will be undo, also known as back. Number 6 will be the shift button that doubles the functions of button number 2 to button number 5. This initial design was a physical mock-up to simplify the concept and to see how the measures used will look outside of the paper. I used construction paper and some boxes to make it. Then I went and created this 3D model design using Tinkercad to help visualize the controller in an easier way and a more clean look. Some of the issues I had were the invention size. I struggled with figuring out the balance on how big it should be to achieve the invention set goals while also being small enough for the user's commodity. To overcome that, I did some analysis in my options. After doing some equations, the numbers that seems to be the best balance based on my knowledge is making each button 1 9/16 inches and with 9/16 inches of space between, making the controller measure about 13 by 4 inches total. Some of the benefits of the shift mentality controller, you may be wondering, are that for many people who have physical disabilities or hearing impairments, television has mentioned previously, is one of the forms of escapism. And we want to grant every user independent access to their television, resulting in more freedom, which will greatly benefit their overall mental health. Watching television will help keep their minds stimulated, especially if the person is bedridden. They can watch things according to their own interests and explore in their own accordance, be up to current news, and be able to keep track of what's going on around them without having to go outside. This invention will be simple and easy to use for the elderly. These are the sources used for my project. I truly hope this presentation helped you understand the issue and explain the concepts clearly. Thank you for listening and have a great day. If you were to have any questions or comments, you can contact me at my email, which is right there in the presentation. Thank you so much for listening.